Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse today, Friday, June 13th. It's day 23, could it be, of the U.S. versus Sean Combs trial. And we're covering it. Yesterday, finally, after 6 long, grueling days, as they say, the witness known as Jane, Anonymous Jane, finished on the stand. And she finished with some acrimony with Kenny Garagos. And then at the end, apparently they, made up. We'll see. In any case, we covered it in great detail, and in fact, we are now preparing Diddy on Trial Week 5, the book. It's basically, we're just waiting to see what happens today. Today, what? There should be 3 witnesses. Actually, there may only be 2. Seems like the summary chart's getting pushed to Monday. Everything is kind of sliding here. We have the guy, so there is a government witness, and there's a witness who may or may not be a staffer of Sean Combs. Many people were hoping that they'd see Christina Karam. People have been asking whether they'll see D-Rock. Since Prosecutor Maureen Comey has said that the government may rest its case as early as next Wednesday, just to say like 5 days from now, 6 days from now, or Friday, with Thursday being a day off, I don't think you're going to see those guys because they would get cross-examined in great detail. And so we'll just have to see. Then the question is what the defense case will be. And the defense overnight put in a letter. We put it up. You can find it on Patreon, but we wrote a story about it as well. They wanted an instruction this morning about perjury, they say, by Bangalan, about the date of the dangling off the balcony and whether the injuries were all caused on the same date. I don't think the government's going to agree to the statement that they've proposed, but you can be the judge. And in fact, we should be tweeting it pretty quickly, pretty soon. So that's where things stand in Diddy's world. Now, on a more serious, I don't want to say more serious, but on the Insurrection Act front, a district court in California, a federal district court, said that it was going to enjoin the deployment of Marines in Los Angeles as illegal, but they stayed their decision to allow an appeal, and lo and behold, the appeal has been successful. The stay has been removed. We've got some leaf blower here. I may cross the street. The stay has been removed, and so I guess the Marines can deploy. Now, of course, that's just all of these things are just kind of temporary decisions. I will cross the street. They're temporary decisions. We have a Bronco coming fast. This is the middle of the street podcast, vlog. But we have our eye on that. Also, yesterday, on the New York City front, there was the second and last debate of the mayoral front. Without tipping my hand one way or another, I think Zoran Mamdani, the surging insurgent, I don't even know if he's an insurgent anymore. There's a poll in which he's ahead of Cuomo in ranked choice voting. No one quite knows. It may be a Justin Brannon pollsters. And we'll have a story on Justin Brannon. He was in Chinatown yesterday. But I digress. Brad Lander came out swinging. Michael Blake was no longer on the stage because he sued, but they said he didn't have enough individual fundraising or overall fundraising. But Lander picked up the slack and went hard. One of the issues was Andrew Cuomo's sexual harassment cases, one of which was here in the SDNY, and I covered in great detail. And then it was withdrawn. So he stood on the law. He said these cases were dismissed, so there's nothing to be said. The others said, let's talk about the substance of the cases and why you resigned. That's the New York City mayoralty. And finally, on the UN beat, yes, we continue to pound them with questions. Yes, we continue to get scoops across the transom from UN staff who have apparently nowhere else to complain because the organization is entirely corrupt. As long as you don't complain, I'll do it this way. You can actually see who's driving by the courthouse here at the SDNY. As long as you just do nothing, you're going to keep getting paid at the UN. But if you start actually saying, what are we doing? Why did we participate in the terrorist attacks of October 7th? Now today the big news there is going to be this fusillade by Israel on Iran. And of course, I have a feeling there's going to be much condemnation, very little background. But we'll just have to see. Antonio Guterres will try to use this to boost his waning credibility. But we're going in. If this is the last one of the week, have a good weekend, but it may not be the last one of the week. Book 5 is coming out.